Well, it's that time of the week again and all that crap. So let's get to it. Now, I know there's actually 3 movies that just came out this weekend, or full wide release. I know Rush was one of them, but I already did that review last week, and if you haven't seen that review, you can click right here to get my review of Rush. But today I'm going to review definitely the most anticipated children's comedy animation of the year, Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs 2 and Don John. So let's kind of just get this one out of the way first, Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Now, my first question here is, was it really necessary to make a sequel? I mean, literally, okay. I really liked the first one. I really did. I thought it was, very interesting. And, I was really intrigued by the animation, and I felt like I was on a good ride. So, I mean, I really liked the first one, but really, I didn't see anything that could lead up to a sequel in any way, shape, or form. I really couldn't. At all. And, but as I started seeing the trailers, I'm like, maybe it'll be as good as the first one, maybe? I don't know. I really didn't know what to expect when going into this movie, and I realize now that a lot of YouTubers haven't really went and saw this movie for probably the reason why. This movie is definitely probably the most unnecessary sequel ever. That doesn't mean it was necessarily terrible, but, I mean, just completely unnecessary. And I'll tell you why. I mean, because basically the whole movie's about them going back to Swallow Falls, which has now been invaded by all these foods, and Flint thinks all the foods is going to attack the new homeland where they've now settled down at, and all that. And so they decide to go over there and stop all this madness before the food take over and basically destroy the other land. And really, it's just so weird. It really is so weird. I just really don't understand. And I'm going to walk right here real quick just because I don't see anything. Plus, it gets really boring just sitting over there. Marlo, you home yet? Anybody home? No? Nobody home yet? Okay, it's probably just me. I'm probably hearing things. Anyway, Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs 2. I really just don't get the story. I really don't get why you need to make a sequel. Is that good? Okay, that's good. I just really don't see why there's a need to make another movie. It's just basically everything else. I mean, you have a good movie, and then you want to make a franchise out of it. It just doesn't always work that way. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I don't know why. It's just what people do. And obviously, this movie is just majorly a total cash grab. That's what this really movie is. Now, I know I'm kind of ranting on the movie about being so unnecessary, which it is. But let me talk about some of the things that I liked and didn't like about the movie. Now, I mean, I liked some of the comical humor, not a lot of it, but only some of it. I mean, some of it seemed really appealing, and then others just did not. It really does feel like a legit, it really is a legit kids movie. It's really the biggest way to go around it. It's literally a big, legit kids movie. And plus, the characters are kind of thrown in to entertain kids and all that stuff. This movie really is for kids. Parents are probably not going to like this one as much as they probably liked the first one. Because the first one wasn't really so childish at all. It was actually pretty entertaining for some moderate ages. But this one really is just to the standards of 10 and lower, really. Age 10 to baby, I don't know. To when you're a baby, I don't know. That's just me. And also, here's the thing. I'm trying to remember something else. Oh yeah, I found out that they got a new guy to do the voice of the police officer that I loved from the first one. It's not played by Mr. T, it's played by Mr. Terry Crews, who, if you don't know him, he played the dad on Everybody Hates Chris, and he's also in the Expandables movies. He also was in Gamer, which apparently a lot of people didn't like, but I never seen the movie. That's just the movies I know him from. And I did not feel like he held up necessarily to the standards that Mr. T brought in from the first Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs. And that's just something I didn't like about that. I thought the animation was pretty entertaining. The big baby dude, I wasn't a big fan of in the first movie. I thought he was just really weird and messed up. He was definitely even worse in this movie. I don't know why. He's a weird character. I mean, he just is. I don't really get him being in a movie. Then you have the little dude. Then you have that little dude. You don't see his eyes. It's almost like watching VeggieTales sometimes. Literally, the animation to me almost looks like VeggieTales, and he literally looks like one of those characters. You don't see his eyes at all until that one time, Taco Supreme, and all that stuff. I mean, I liked him in the first movie, as a side character. He was very entertaining. And this one, you definitely kind of get more and more of him, and it feels like you can kind of withdraw a little bit from him. That's just me. You know, and I felt, you know, Flint and the girl, I forgot her name from the first movie, but you know which character I'm talking about. I felt like their relationship, it's like, it's definitely what sequels are tended to make it out of, basically. There's really nothing excitingly original. The movie wasn't bad, but it's still at the same time, there's nothing really to deliver also. I mean, there's some good parts and then there's some bad parts. That's really all I gotta say. You're probably gonna guess that rating. It is a 5. 5 out of 10. I mean, I'm probably not gonna watch this movie anytime near soon, ever again, probably. But, I mean, I will say this. If you are like 10 years younger, 10 years old or younger, this probably will be the movie for you. You'll probably love this movie. You'll probably laugh your butts off in this movie. But that's just me. Okay, now, the other movie that came out this week that's not Rush is Don John. And Don John is the directorial debut of Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He also wrote the screenplay for this movie, and he also acted in this movie. He basically did everything to do with this movie. And now here's the thing, you know, I'm not really a big fan of the idea of a porn movie. I mean, that's just me, and it's kind of weird. But what was really interesting about this movie is that it really takes you under the layers of this man and his addiction to porn, and the fact that he's got this girl, Scarlett Johansson, and he's really trying to weigh out kind of like which is better for him, you know, because he's really addicted to porn. He thinks it's definitely way better than him having a girlfriend. It's a really weird concept, but at the same time, it works for this movie. I don't know how it does that, but it really does. I mean, just really the character of Joseph Gordon-Levitt is just really interesting to go, because you really take him in, he really takes it inside to the layers of this porn addict, you know, all this stuff. I mean, yeah, he likes his friends, he likes working out, you know, he goes to church, and all this other stuff like you heard from the trailers, you know. His number one addiction is porn, basically, and he cannot escape out of it, you know. And Scarlett Johansson, who also in the movie, kind of has like a big addiction to movies, basically, and that kind of like intertwines a little bit. It's like, oh, movies are way better, they're more realistic than porn and all that stuff. It's like, plus movies get awards, they get awards to porn too. You know, it's really interesting to kind of see them kind of bicker at each other. Then you bring in this character, Julianne Moore, who shows Don his, you know, his realistic side of himself, or his human side of himself, that really, you know, there's more to life than just watching porn and all this stuff. And, I mean, there is, and also here's the thing, you know, this movie's kind of like, it has a little bit of comedy, but in the end it is kind of like a dramedy, but it's not necessarily, there surprisingly is heart in this movie, and I honestly did not expect anything like that going in this movie. You know, there's heart, but there's not so much heart that really builds up the movie so much, but it's like it's just enough, just to kind of, to make it a passable movie. And honestly, I actually really liked the movie. I honestly thought it was actually really good. Just the way Joseph Gordon-Levitt made this movie, I mean, the guy's talented. He's been in movies like Inception, The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, man, he's been in a crap load of movies. I can't even name them right now. But he's really talented. He's a really good writer and director in this movie. And I really like that about this guy. You know, all in all, I actually really enjoyed his directorial debut, his screenplay debut, whatever the heck you want to say, you know. He did really good. I think he should definitely make more movies, maybe not so much for porn, but maybe something else. But hopefully, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm going to give this movie an 8. It's a really good movie. I love this movie. I mean, it's not a movie that you should probably go check out necessarily to watch, since it is a porn addicted movie. That might be one issue when going into a movie like this, be like, oh, he's addicted to porn. But when you get the heart of the story and the kind of dramedy that falls within it, you'll probably like this movie. I know I did for sure, and it's a really good movie. And if you want to go see it, go check it out. Okay, well, that's my take on this weekend's review. Now, next month, basically, it's going to be so busy. I might have to move my weekend review videos to Sunday, just because I'm going to be so busy, and plus, you know, hopefully I will get to see Gravity if I'm not so busy. If not, I'll do it some other weekend, but most likely I will. But I will be busy all months during those weekends, or Friday and Saturday basically, and hopefully get a weekend review on Sunday. And I'm also doing a Breaking Bad review. Not necessarily seasons 1 through 5A, but like the legit 5B season. You know, pretty much everything that's leading up to the series finale, which I am so excited about. And if you've seen, you know, and for those who probably you don't know, you know, I didn't watch Breaking Bad until I saw the trailer, and then I'm like, I probably want to watch this show. And I caught up, and man, each season got better and better and better, literally. And so, I have great things to say about my Breaking Bad 5B review. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends, and hopefully I will see you sometime later on today. Bye.